Hello and welcome to Inspired Organizer's socket organization video. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to organize sockets and some of the pros and cons of each of these products and methods. The first thing to consider before you buy anything to organize your sockets is whether or not you're going to be traveling with the sockets. Certain solutions are better suited than others for sockets that may get bounced around a lot while being transported. So just keep that in mind. The first solution we're going to talk about is great for organizing sockets that are just going to live in a tool drawer. So this would be a good solution for somebody who's not going to be taking their sockets with them on the road. I had a whole drawer of spare sockets that I used these drawer organizers for, and it only took me about 20 minutes to fill them with the appropriate size sockets. Some of the pros and the cons of this solution: these organizers use a super dense plastic and have the size of each socket molded into them, which makes it quick to identify which socket you're picking up. Also, you can buy sets of these that have 2 rows of the same size, so you can place deep sockets of the same size next to standard depth sockets. The cons, again, they're only well suited for sockets that will stay in a tool chest that isn't going to travel. And also, depending on the size of your tool drawers, you may need to trim these a little bit in order to get them to fit in the drawer that you have. And you can easily do that using an angle grinder or a Dremel tool. The second solution for organizing your sockets, and this is my personal favorite, are magnetic backed socket organizers. Now, these are plastic organizers that have a lot of great features to them. Because they have a magnetic backing, you can drop them against a metal pegboard, the side of a tool chest, really any metal surface, and they'll stick to it. This backing also attracts the sockets to their holes, and that makes them less likely to fall out and roll around in a toolbox when you're traveling. So this is a good option if you are going to be taking your sockets on the road with you. They're not too deep, so they can also be tossed in a toolbox. That makes them excellent if the sockets are going to travel with you. And the set that I bought have blue holders for the metric sockets and red holders for the standard sockets, and this helps with quick identification. And the sizes are printed next to each socket hole. Now, there are only 2 cons that I have found with this type of socket holder. For some shallower sockets, you may have a tough time getting them out of their holes because you don't have any way to grip the sockets. So you may need a small set of pliers if sticking your finger in them and pulling them out that way doesn't work. These are also a more expensive solution, but in my experience, their versatility and the features that I mentioned justify that expense. The third solution is a metal strip socket organizer. Now, this type of organizer has been around a long time. Allows you to organize your sockets based on the 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch, or 1/4 inch rackets that they fit. Some of the pros of this type of organizer: they are really cheap, and the metal type are also very sturdy. Mine are made of hardened steel, so they will last a long time. They take up very little room in the toolbox, and the long, thin design allows you to really stash them pretty much anywhere. The biggest con with this type of organizer is that the sockets do tend to stick to the square inserts, and that can make them a little bit difficult to pull off. I've had instances where I've had to grab a set of needle nose pliers in order to actually pull them off of the holder. This isn't a big problem with the plastic type, but you may find them difficult to remove at times. They also typically don't come with a size label. There's really no place to put a size label. I mean, hypothetically, you could put them on the back, but they're probably going to get pulled off by the mounts kind of moving back and forth along that metal strip. You can see here, I actually bought some stick-on socket labels so I could identify them quickly. I recommend getting these if you do choose this solution. They just make it much easier to identify the socket on the strip. Thank you so much for watching the socket organization video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you'd like to see more videos about getting your home organized, please hit the subscribe button below. And thank you for watching.